Having succeeded in taking down a Fireweight Hydra with a Panther Mark II loaded up with 1,000 ton of Fireweight bait worth 8 billion credits in a do-or-die fight, we can now refocus on other things such as Elite Dangerous news, rumors, and leaks. In this particular video is about the leaks surrounding the latest Teased ship by Frontier Developments. Again, this is a spoiler warning video. If you don't want to hear about game leaks, stop watching now. If you're still watching, chances are you do want to hear about game leaks, and this is the image that Frontier has teased about the upcoming ship. What do we know about this ship? Well, rumors swirling around the internet talk about this ship being referenced as Mechan Miner in the game files, which I would say is not a huge surprise considering that it's shown in the midst of an asteroid field and has a very industrial look. So what we do know is this ship is a Mechan type ship, and it is designed to be a miner. That's pretty much the extent of the information that has been directly gleaned from the game files in the latest update. What has additionally been devised, however, is the fact that it is a ship that has been templated from the keelback. And as you are probably aware, every new ship in the game has been created based on a template from some kind of prior ship. The Mandalay from the Mamba, the Corsair obviously from the Imperial Courier, and the Panther Clipper, I honestly don't know. People joke that it's an oversized chieftain. I actually think it's derived from the Type 9, but I am honestly not sure about that one. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me what ship that one is actually templated from. Now, much like the keelback, this Mechan Miner ship has a ship-launched fighter bay, in addition to a cargo hatch, which is somewhat protruding from the bottom of the ship, presumably to make mining and collecting asteroid fragments somewhat easier. Now, I've done my best to take an equally bad picture of my keelback, and by the way, for those who were around during the Battle of Sol, you might remember this ship. This is Bomba McBombyface, the unengineered keelback Titan bomber, which I thought I would retire and would never see action and use anymore ever. But as it turns out, it actually has a second use. So here it is again. So Bomba McBombyface also has an SLF bay, a cargo hatch, and a radiator, which by the way looks pretty identical to the ship that was just teased. Obviously, the keelback is smaller compared to the new ship that has been teased. The SLF bay and hatch are tighter together. The radiator is in a different position. And all in all, you can clearly tell that this, I'll call it keelback Mark II. Who knows what they're going to call it. But as far as the development of the ship is concerned, this is effectively a keelback Mark II, which in and of itself is probably also the beginner miner ship by design. Not that anybody does beginner mining anyway, I think, but I may be wrong. You guys again told me. Now, the fact that the ship is bigger, however, doesn't really tell you much about the overall size and pad of the ship. My guess is this ship is going to be a medium pad ship. Yes, it is bigger than the keelback, but look at the keelback on a medium pad, right? The keelback is as small as a ship can be as far as filling a medium pad is concerned. So unless the proportions are completely off and they suddenly decided to pull a Type 7 equivalent on the ship to have a medium effective ship that for whatever reason, just because of some minor dimension thing, cannot fit on a small pad. But for all other intents and purposes, this should really be a medium ship as far as proportions go. So just to recap, we have effectively the keelback Mark II, which may be called anything else because we don't really know what the name of the ship is going to be, but it is derived from the keelback. It has a ship-launched fighter bay. It is a Mechan ship, and it is a miner. That is the extent of the leaked information to date. Glory to mankind. Going to Mechan. Over and out.